So we have designed a task for third-year high school students. In this task, they have to relate to the topics of making reservations and eating out. And the purpose of this activity is to reinforce vocabulary and to reinforce the structure of yes and no questions. So first you have to introduce the topic by showing the students pictures of restaurants, of meals, of menus, so they can start thinking about eating out and meals and restaurants. Then you have to ask the students about their experiences so that they can rely on their own knowledge. So you can ask them things like, do you enjoy eating out? What is your favorite place to eat out? Have you ever had a bad experience? Or questions related to that. Then you have to introduce the new vocabulary they are going to be working with, and that is going to be useful for this activity. And this has to be vocabulary related to eating out. It could be related to meals, it could be related to the parts of a restaurant. For example, they can ask if a restaurant has a smoker's area, for example. Then you have to describe the activity to the students. And the activity consists of rating a meal. They have to organize a meal for 5 of their friends, and each of these friends has special needs or a special condition, so they have to solve problems and choose suitable menu options for these friends. Then you will hand the students a worksheet with the menu of a restaurant, a real menu, and the characteristics of their friends so that they can start working. In the stage 2, they will start working. And what they have to do, they will have to, in the first part of the realization of this task, they will have to make 5 questions in which they will have to ask for things their friends need. For example, they have a vegetarian friend, they will have to ask things like, do you have vegetarian dishes? Which is a valid question they can ask in a restaurant. Then in the second part of the activity, they will have to select dishes of the menu for each of their friends, and they will have
Stage 3, the student will set questions and the choices when arranging in a restaurant. They will have to set alongside the corresponding reason for each choice. In this stage, the teacher will be just a monitor, walking around the class, gathering and paying attention to any error the students may commit. In the stage 4, the students will present the question and meal choices to the class, in front of the class. They have to describe the number of people and every need of every diner if there is a special alternative or condition. The rest of the class will be allowed to make questions at the end of the presentation, to make questions, take notes, or give any feedback if necessary. In the stage 5, which is the last one, the teacher will point the right points and inaccuracies given during the presentation. Common frequent questions will be answered, and useful vocabulary, useful expressions will be presented. The teacher will have to highlight why this expression and why this vocabulary is useful, and describe some situation in which this vocabulary can be used. For example, helping a foreigner, eating out in a multicultural restaurant, helping a friend which doesn't speak your language, and etc. Now we have to check if our task fulfills the necessities of the criteria by Willis and Willis of 2007. The criteria says that, number 1, does the activity engage learner interest? We think that yes, because eating out is an activity that teenagers do often. And if not that, the role play is always a very appealing activity to teenagers. The second question is there a primary focus on meaning? We think that yes, because they have to take this vocabulary and convey meaning by making useful information and creating questions to ask for useful information. Number 3, is there an outcome? Yes, there is an outcome, because vocabulary and expression, fixed expression to ask for these special requirements will emerge naturally. Number 4, is success judged in terms of an outcome? We think not in this case, because maybe the outcome is the goal. The goal for a progressive work is the participation and the completion of the task. The number